Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing what I'm calling the most disorganized book haul ever, pretty much. Like, just prepare for chaos because basically I haven't done a book haul since November. So number one, I don't remember every book that I've gotten in December, January, and February. And number two, that would be insanely long because, as you guys know, my book hauls are usually kind of big. However, I will say that I'm actually doing a pretty excellent job of not buying too many books in 2024. We are just about hitting March and I have only added 8 books to my physical TBR. Actually, might be a little bit higher since I got some book boxes the other day. But either way, let's say I'm at 10 books. That's so awesome for me. Normally I'm getting a lot more than that, but I'm really trying to read my physical TBR, so that is my plan. And then as a result of that too, a lot of the books that I am going to be showing you are special editions because those are the ones that I'm still investing in. I'm trying really hard not to buy too many like regular editions because chances are those will be available. If I do read the book and like it, then I can purchase a physical copy, but my focus is really on reading what I own. I don't know when I got these. I did rewatch my November book haul, so there won't be any duplicates from that video, so it'll be all new things for you to see, but I'm really excited because I do have a lot of really good stuff in here, and yeah, let's get started. My pile here is making Andrew very nervous because it does look like it's gonna fall down, so let's see if that happens. So first up, I feel like I have to start with the Fairy Loot Red Rising books because obviously, you guys know Red Rising was one of my favorite series that I read last year. I'm absolutely in love with it, and Fairy Loot has announced Iron editions. So for these, what they're doing is editions of books that they've done in the past that are really hard to get, that a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to purchase, and also the customizations that they did in the past were very different than what they're doing now. They have a lot more that they're able to do. So Red Rising was the first one that they announced, and obviously I had to get these. So we've got the first book, Red Rising. Oh, you know what? Let me hold these up together just to show you because the pages depict the solar system, which is super cool. But anyway, so first we have Red Rising, and I kind of already showed the spine, but there it is again. And then this is the backing. It says the measure of a man is what he does when he has power. Then below the dust jacket we have end papers. Foiling is like one of my number one customizations on special editions, so these just speak to me. We've got the spine and the back, some different artwork. And the book is also signed by Pierce Brown. Book 2 is Golden Sun. Fine. And the quote on this one says, "Home isn't where you're from, it's where you find light when all grows dark." Yeah, naked hardcover, more gold foiling, spine, and the back. Here we have end paper art. End paper art. This one's signed, but it looks more like a digital signature. I want to say the first one was physically signed, and then the second two are digitally signed. And then lastly, we have Morning Star. And the quote is, "Forget a man's name and he'll forgive you. Remember it and he'll defend you forever." Love this. Spine, back, beautiful end papers. Ta-da! I am very much hoping that Fairy Loot will also do editions of Iron Gold's Dark Age, Lightbringer, and eventually Red God that will match these new editions because they have done, can you see them? I don't know if you can see them, but up here they did do editions of Iron Gold and Dark Age that match their original editions of the Red Rising series, but now these ones are obviously different, so here's hoping that those will be in our future. Next up, I have a book that I backed on Kickstarter, and that is Threadlight by Zach Argyle. This is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful edition. It says, "The only flames that are remembered are the ones that burn the world." And just like, look at that spine. My goodness. I love swords. You guys know I love swords. So I'm obsessed. Really beautiful end papers. Signed by the author. gorgeous map. And yeah, this edition actually includes all 3 books within this trilogy, so it's one single omnibus, but includes all 3 books. I'm so excited to read this one. I've heard really good things about it, and I'm so glad that I ended up backing this one. I'm loving this trend of Kickstarters for beautiful editions of fantasy books. Next is a box set that I am just so impressed with, and that is the Six of Crows box set from LitJoy. They have been doing like next level incredible special editions. I have them obviously bent in because it's on my bookshelf, and they're magnetic, so they actually do close against the box. But how cool is that? It actually looks like the Crow Club, and then up here, like, there's, you know, the sign. And it also came with like a limited edition key, which was super cool. And then this actually opens up, and it's printed on the other side, so I actually keep it like this with the doors open on my bookshelf. And it just makes me really happy. I bought their editions of Shadow and Bone too, and I'm so excited to see how those are going to end up. I feel like LitJoy has just been doing just exceptional special editions. They are so worth the price, and they feel worth it. Like, they're always like on the heavier side. The paper is acid free. Like, they really go all out, which is exactly what I want in a special edition. I want to feel like I'm receiving value that's adequate to what I'm paying for it. And they've just like consistently done that between this box set, the Folk of the Air box set, and I also just purchased their Vampire Academy box set. So I'm really oh, and I have another book from them in here too, which is like amazing. Okay, so we have Six of Crows, and they said that there was some like scratching on the metallic dust jackets of these, which you can kind of see like on the back here, and I believe it's because of the way that they were shipped. So what they're doing is they're actually going to be sending everyone who purchased these new dust jackets, and you can just recycle the ones that are on these books. We've also got sprayed pages. And then this dust jacket actually has like a cutout, which is very cool. But honestly, the naked hardcovers of these are what I'm here for. How amazing is that? I love it. And this is a diamond. As we know, Six of Crows is very much associated with playing cards. So then on the back of this one, we have a spade, and it says "No mourners, no funerals," of course. We've got end paper artwork, more end paper artwork, signed by Leigh Bardugo. Again, this looks like a digital signature to me. And then another thing that I really love that LitJoy does is they actually have the authors annotate the books, and it's in their own handwriting. So you can see like there's all notations up here from Leigh Bardugo about the book. And then the other book in here is Crooked Kingdom. Again, they're going to send the replacement dust jackets for these. And then we have the other suits. So we've got hearts, beautiful spine, and we have got clubs. I don't know why that name was escaping me. And those are our 4 suits, which is so cool. Then again, we've got end paper art, more end paper art. And these also came with a signed book plate, and this, I believe, is not a digital signature, and you can add that into your book. This is just a little art card, too, that I keep in there so I don't lose it. There's also a very cool overlay page in here, which I think is really fun. So it's this, like, crow page that just, like, goes over, so beautiful. Moving on, why not show you the other LitJoy book, and that is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I managed to be like one of the first ones to buy this, so I got the edition that is signed by Neil Gaiman, and it also came in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful slipcase. Sadly, I missed out on the signed Coraline version. I did get the regular one, and that is like one of my favorite books ever, but it's fine. So this is the book without the slipcase. It has sprayed pages. This is the back, and then this is the spine. And we've got, again, really gorgeous end paper art. This one is also fully illustrated, so there are really gorgeous illustrations throughout this one. Here's the signature page with Neil's signature. And then just to give you like a taste of some of the full color illustrations in here. Really, really beautiful. I can't wait for my Coraline one to come in the mail. I'm like beyond excited. Then I have The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson, which was secret project number 4. This one, obviously, a lot of people have already seen already. It's not, it was the last book in the Kickstarter to get shipped, and I just haven't shown it yet because I didn't do a book haul for the past couple of months. Oh wow, that's something. I love that. I love like that they use color in the font in these. I think like, I know I've said it before, but like these were also absolutely worth the price of backing them. I think these editions just came out really gorgeous. Oh, Brandon Sanderson dedicated this one to me for all of you, the fans of the Cosmere who make my dreams come to life. So sweet. The detail, and we've got some color illustrations in here. And I heard Brandon say in his recent video that this is intended to be read before Stormlight 5, so I need to get on that. Then the day after Christmas, I went to Barnes & Noble for their annual hardcover sale, and I picked up this copy of The Cruel Prince, which is their like collector's edition, I believe. It comes in this slipcase. It's probably pretty difficult to see what exactly is on it because the entire edition is just black, so I hope that you can read some of that. But the reason that I wanted this one is because it's so cool. I've literally never had a book before that's velvet. Like, that is just awesome. Like, so awesome. And yeah, I think that's really gorgeous. It also has black spray pages, and let's see, again, gorgeous end papers. That's the other one. I sincerely hope that they will do the rest of the series in these editions, but I do not know if that is on the horizon. They're not signed or anything, but yeah, pretty cool. Next, I have the Fairy Loot edition of This Cursed Light by Emily Thiede. This is the second book in the last Fenestra duology. I still have to read this one. I really enjoyed the first book, which was This Vicious Grace. It really like just took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it anywhere near as much as I did, but the characters are really fun, the banter's really fun, and the world building was also really fun. So I think I'll probably be getting to this one soon. This one has really cool pages. I love the nautical theme of it. It says This Cursed Light. And that is our end paper art. And it's actually the same on both sides. And then that one is also signed. Also from Fairy Loot, I have their edition of Two Twisted Crowns, which is the concluding book to the Shepherd King duology. I read this one well before it came out. Really enjoyed this duology overall as a whole. I felt like it was really solid, really fun, really atmospheric. Really liked the characters, and I really liked the lore in this one too, so I'm excited to have a pretty edition for my shelf. The one thing that I will say about this one is that I was a little confused when I received it because this is what I got, but in the mock-up photos when they originally announced this edition, the sprayed pages were actually red, like a bright red, and these are definitely like pink. They're definitely not red. So I don't know what happened there or if they'll like address it at any point. But nonetheless, I really love this series. So, and this one came with a signed book plate. Also from Fairy Loot, I believe this was their December YA book, and it's What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. I have not yet read this one. I would really like to do so toward the latter half of the year before the second book comes out, because I also believe that this is a duology and my memory is just not what it used to be. So if I can read a series back to back, it just works much better for my mind. This is the Naked Dust jacket. I really do like the gold foiling on here. I think that this is really pretty. Not as impressed with this edition as I thought I was going to be. I think I just wasn't expecting like a white color scheme. I thought that they would do something a little bit darker. This one also looks like a digital signature, but it is what it is. I do like the comparison to The Mummy. That is really why I am so interested in this series. I think it sounds super cool. And then I also got the Barnes & Noble edition. I actually like the cover of this one better than the Fairy Loot one, which is unusual. I usually tend to like Fairy Loot like more than anything, but I think that the Barnes & Noble one with the darker cover just works really well. It does have cool symbols on the hardcover, and then the end papers again are really similar to like The Mummy. Next, I have the Broken Binding edition of Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. This is the prequel novel to Legends and Lattes. This matches the edition that they did of the first book. Super pretty. I really love that their editions keep the original cover art because There's like nothing better to me than this cover artist. They just, so good. This one has like a little satchel and potion bottle, and then that's the spine. Same on the back. And there's no design on the end papers, but it is signed by Travis. And then I also have the Fairy Loot edition of Bookshops and Bone Dust. This one is really cool with all of the like metallic foiling. That's like something kind of different that I haven't really seen before. I can't remember if I showed the pages, but I love the nautical theme as well. This one has a metallic foiled stack of books on the cover and on the back cover. This is the spine, and then original artwork is the end paper, and again, signed by Travis. Then we have the December adult Fairy Loot book of the month, and that was Fadebound by Sarah L. Arafi, and this one I'm pretty excited to read. It's actually a lot shorter than I was expecting, and I really liked the unexpected colorway that they chose for this one. Overall, it's just a really beautiful edition of this book. Really hoping that I will enjoy it. End papers. And then this one also has some reverse dust jacket art. November Fairy Loot young adult book was The Scarlet Alchemist by Kylie Lee Baker. They just recently released a cover for the second book in the series, so I have a feeling that Fairy Loot will probably reveal what their edition will look like pretty soon. They usually tend to do, you know, sequels whenever they do a book number one. I don't super love the design of this one. It's fine, but I do like the naked hardcover. So the end paper is really pretty. Again, really pretty. The story also sounds pretty good on this one. And it is signed. This one is the newest Fairy Loot book, so this is the February book of the month. It is The Crimson Moth by Kristen Ciccarelli, but if you purchase the book in the United States, it's called Heartless Hunter, I believe. So same book, just for some reason different title between the two different countries. And for this one, I think they did such an incredible job. They really like nailed the design. It's really, really beautiful. And look at those pages. Ugh. And then just below the dust jacket on this one is probably my favorite part of the whole book. It's gorgeous. End paper. Really like this whole pink hair thing going on. It's signed with an author letter that is like in like a tip-in the book. Back is the same. And then there is also a reverse dust jacket, and it's the original like UK cover, but it's in a different colorway. If you don't like people on your books, you could always flip that around. Generally don't love people. It depends. It depends, but I do think that this one is pretty. Then we'll group these together for comparison's sake, but first I have A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. This is the adult February book of the month. This one I'm really excited to read. My friend Alexa has been reading it this past week and she's just loving it, so I have a feeling that I'm also going to really enjoy it. I think this is a super beautiful edition. Again, they went lighter on the cover, which is kind of unexpected, but I think it works really well for this because it's, you know, Norse inspired, like Vikings and stuff. I love the foiling on here. Tell me that that is not Princess Zelda, because I won't believe you. I think that is Zelda on the cover. Also, the sprayed pages are really beautiful, if I didn't show those already. And the end paper's amazing. And then we've also got a signature. And this is the other side. So that's Fairy Loot. And then Random House was kind enough to send me a copy of the US edition of the book, which is just gorgeous. This is the first print run, so if you have the opportunity to pick this up like really soon, you'll get these gorgeous metallic blue sprayed pages and this raised topography on the dust jacket. I love it. That's like one of my favorite things. This is the spine and the backing, and then this will be pretty hard to see, but there is this like Norse knot symbol on here. It might be washed out because it's white, but it's just really pretty. And this is only for the first print run, so if you get it very soon, then you will be one of the ones who are lucky enough to grab this edition, and afterward it will just have regular pages. We'll just finish out the special editions. I say that as if there isn't like 5 books here, and then move into some of the like standard editions. So first, really quick, I have Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jen Farrell Armentrout. This is the first book in a new series. I believe it has like vampires, and this is the Bookish Box edition. This was their, I want to say it was September book. It takes them a really long time to ship subscription books for some reason. Usually, like most of them, you get them like toward the end of the month or maybe like early the next month. But in my experience, Bookish Box is like months and months later that you get it. This is actually the reverse dust jacket. Came with this on the outside, but I liked the darker one better. so I just flipped it. And then this is Below the Dust Jacket. We've got like a really pretty tree, spine, that, and then sprayed pages. And then we've got end paper art. It is signed by Jennifer. Then I have Small Miracles by Olivia Atwater, and this is one that I actually backed on Kickstarter. So this is like I think they're calling it the Cupcake Edition. It's very cute. It's very like Good Omens inspired, in my opinion. It sounds like it has that kind of concept. It's following a fallen angel, and they're trying to like corrupt this seemingly perfect woman on Earth. I love the naked hardcover with the foiling. So pretty. That's the spine. And then really pretty end papers, and it is signed by Olivia. I just backed her most recent Kickstarter as well for the Witchwood Knot, and that one just like blew past every single stretch goal, so that's going to be quite the book once that one arrives. This pile is towering. Then I have the Owl Crate edition of Serpent in the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, so very pretty. It has blue pages. This is the backing, the spine, and then what I really love, well, actually, I'll show you this first. So this is the reverse dust jacket art, and then this is Below the Dust Jacket, which is super, super beautiful. But what I really love about this is the end papers, and the end papers actually have foiling on them, which that's like a whole new level of love. I think the end papers on this edition are my favorite thing about it. And then it is also signed. Then I have the Evernight edition of The Invocations by Crystal Sutherland. This is the quarterly horror subscription that Illumicrate offers, and has like a little skeleton on the pages here. This one is like a murder mystery. I really enjoyed her other book, House of Hollow, so I'm excited to give this one a shot. Below the Dust Jacket is also just super, super spooky, beautiful, very cool. Love the end papers, and I think this one's signed too. This one's signed in pink. And I forgot, but I had also ordered the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of it. So this is actually the original cover. It doesn't actually have a dust jacket. It's just printed right on the hardback. And this one has pink metallic sprayed pages. Nothing on the end papers. And it is not signed or anything. The spine is really pretty, but I think I will probably only keep one of these, and it will be the Evernight edition. Then, I don't want to talk about it, but I missed out on the really beautiful Gowan's special editions of Name of the Wind and Wise Man's Fear. They did produce this standard edition, so it doesn't have like the sprayed pages or beautiful end papers, which is like what I wanted it for, honestly. I do really like this cover. Like, I do think the cover is really pretty, and I also think the spine is really beautiful. It looks really nice on a bookshelf, but I'm just like beyond devastated that I don't have the gorgeous edition. I'm gonna be looking for that until I can find something that is like at least semi-reasonably priced, because right now they're a lot. Another Kickstarter edition that I have here is The King Killing Queen by Sean Speakman. This is really nice, really beautiful edition. The story sounds really, really good. I do really like the symbol on the naked hardcover. This one is also signed. And I just got an update the other day that he is writing a novella to follow this book, and that it's actually like 10,000 words, so it's longer than anticipated. But I'm hoping to read this one soon. It's on the shorter side, so I think this is one that I'll probably read pretty quickly. Then I, of course, have House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. This is the Barnes & Noble edition. And yeah, this was a whirlwind of a reading month. I read this one within days of it coming out, and it definitely consumed my life for a little while there. Naked hardcover. Crescent City is my least favorite of Sarah's series so far, but I still did have a fun time reading it. Then as part of my Valentine's Day gift, Andrew got me A River Enchanted and a Fire Endless by Rebecca Ross. This is a fantasy duology that I believe is set in Scotland. It sounds like so much fun, and I just really enjoyed Divine Rivals so much that I'm very much looking forward to reading some of her adult writing, and also looking forward to being able to read a completed series. This is something that I am planning on getting to sooner rather than later. Then I have the next 2 editions of One Piece that I need for my collection. I've been really enjoying reading One Piece, and I, had to invest in more of it. I'm so excited to keep going. I'm shocked at how quickly I fell in love with this series, but it's always fun to have a new obsession. So yeah, this one has volume 13, 14, and 15, and this one has volumes 16, 17, and 18. And then saving the best for last, I have Read, Write, Own by Chris Dixon, Building the Next Era of the Internet. This is not something that I would typically pick up. However, my brother worked extremely hard on this book along with Chris Dixon. He's, if you look at the acknowledgements, my brother is the first person mentioned, and he is credited as being the thought partner and editor. But they collaborated very heavily on this book, and I have heard about it for so long, like the whole process while they were actually writing it. I got to see all of like the covers that they were choosing between before the final cover was chosen, and this was actually my choice of cover, which is pretty cool. Sat around like with my family and all were voting and giving feedback on why we liked and didn't like the different covers. There were a lot of them. I want to say there were like 25 different covers, but I think that this was the right choice. I'm really excited to read it. It was on the New York Times bestseller list for 2 weeks now. We're hopeful that it'll make it for a third week. And yeah, I'm just so proud. I'm such a proud sister, and I can't wait to read this one. So those are all of the books that I have to share in this book haul video. Again, kind of chaotic. I usually have more of like an organized order to things, but I just kind of went with my heart. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you read anything that I picked up. And that is all that I have for this video. So I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye.